Hello, this is Helly, and today's video is a special one because I have a guest on the channel of Helly in maybe 4-5 years.
Damn.
Yeah, because I've not been posting properly for the last 2 years, but I finally started.
About time.
Yeah, and I think with both of us, people know our professional side lately, but not our personal. So today we are going to do a questions tag. We're going to do 21 uncomfortable questions with Ishan Sharma and me. So without any further ado, let us get started.
English hai ye pura.
Pura English.
Pura English hai. Bye.
The first question, is there any part of your life you will never share?
I think I would never share much about like my family because I want to keep that part for myself. So like my parents, my like sister, like my loved ones, I want to keep that to myself. So,
Girlfriend?
My girlfriend, of course. You're not seeing that content anytime soon.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? So like I tell people like whenever you're seeing me with a girl on my Instagram stories, I've never been with her, right? So that's how it is. Yeah, that's.
That pretty much clears the air about us.
Oops. I'm sorry, guys.
I think that I agree with that to a great extent, but I think I'm also not comfortable sharing about the darkest times of my life. I think that is something I don't like talking about unless I'm over them. So yeah, I guess we are both pretty open otherwise on the internet. I think we do share a lot. If there's anything that you can change about your upbringing, what would it be and why?
I think one thing that happened when I was growing up was that I used to switch a lot of cities, right? So I've lived in pretty much all the major cities of the country except Kolkata. So what happens as a result of that is that I never had friends, right? I was never able to make long-lasting friendships. It was just like, every year, new place, new school, new people, new girls. And as a result of that, I was never able to adapt or find a good people to talk to. So I think that is what I would want to change. But I think it is also a good thing in retrospective.
Yeah.
Because I learned how to adapt to new situations. So I think it was a good thing.
Yeah, I think one of the things I would like to change about my upbringing is that I grew up in a very middle class family, which means that my money mindset was very fucked up. I think when you get started with business, it's very important to have the right mindset around money because otherwise you get exploited. Okay, third question, what do you consider to be your biggest failure and why?
I think my biggest failure is me not getting into IIT, and that's also my biggest success. I just had this dream that मेरे को जाना है IIT में, no matter what happens. I sacrificed my food, my sanity for that one thing for 2-3 years, and it did not happen. And I was pissed off that day. So I decided that I would not, come back to this place. I would just want to forget about it and then move on. That was the worst thing that happened to me. But when I think back, I think it's also the best thing that happened. What about you?
I think it was being stuck in a toxic relationship without even realizing it for 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I think that was very stupid of me. But anyway, I'm over that.
Came out wiser.
Now everything's pretty much fine.
Fine as in? Single. Fine, single.
Yeah, but I have met some like very lovely people after that, and yeah, that has definitely changed me a lot. And yeah, I do like this phase of my life very much. What is one thing that you have never told anyone? Ooh, this is gonna get nice.
One thing I've never told anyone. Did I tell you that I was failing in my college's exams? I don't think I've told that to anyone.
You are failing in
Yeah,
BITS.
so exactly what happened was that I tell people that I dropped out, which is actually true. But what was happening is that if I would have stayed, I would have to do one more extra semester because I failed in one of the exams. I failed because I could not attend the compre, the final exam that was there, because I had fits once when I was too harsh on myself, recording videos every single day because of the toxic hustle culture. And that costed me my exam and I failed in that. Now the professor did not understand that I could not function that day. So that's what happened to me, but I think that's the part that I did not talk about because it is very personal to me. Like that day, I had just exhausted myself, and because of that, I just went to the doctor and lots of things happened. That was in 2021. So that's what.
So
that
now you're
happened.
over that.
Yeah, now it is over.
Long past.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I have not talked too much about it, but I think I cry very easily. So I think
I've never seen you cry.
Because you have not hurt me that way.
Oh, all right.
But I can cry very easily. In college days, I guess there was this like a girl who was just mad at me and she said that don't sit with me, and I started crying. And it's in college, so it's not like childhood.
I bet she won't say no now.
Yeah, so I can cry very easily if I'm hurt, and that is a little like hard because anybody can hurt you at any point of time, and
Right.
you're emotionally very fragile. Although I have tried to tighten myself emotionally, I feel like because I feel sadness a lot, I'm also able to feel happiness a lot. So yeah, I'm okay with being that person. But yeah, I'm extremely sensitive, hypersensitive. Next question. Have you ever had a moment where you seriously doubted your sanity? Yes, and let's not answer further than that. Have you?
I've questioned my sanity. I don't think there has been a part of my life that I've thought
Yeah,
like that.
like not never hit that kind of a bottom.
Yeah. I've been very conscious of the decisions that I make.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that brings me to the next question. Do you have any regrets?
Oh, I have so many regrets.
Tell us
I
some.
wish I had enjoyed more in my college time. I was
Same.
again, I was working a lot. I was that hustle wala banda, right. My college is 5 minutes away from a beach in Goa, right. College is BITS Goa. So
Flex.
yes. So as a result of that, every day people used to go to the beach, just chill after the classes were over. I was too harsh on myself and I never went there, right? So I've only gone to the beach twice in my whole college experience.
Wow.
So because of that, what happens is that I don't have much memories with my own batch. So I don't know anyone from my own college batch particularly. I only know my roommate who is my co-founder from MarketUp, but that's pretty much about it. So I think I regret that thoda sa, but it's okay. Yeah, it's a trade-off between not knowing your college mates, but then knowing people who run 1,000 crore companies. So.
Yeah, I think I would take the latter one any day. Like I have felt that regret once in a while, but then I'm like, it's all right. It's
We are absolute capitalists right here.
I just need the money to buy books. That's it. I think my biggest regret in life is investing too much into a relationship that did not deserve it, and investing too little in somebody who did deserve it.
Oh, ऐसा भी हुआ है?
हाँ.
Very interesting. इससे बनाओ वीडियो कभी?
अरे वो एक वीडियो मैंने बनाया था रिलेशनशिप के, उसके बाद मैंने कभी नहीं बनाया.
It works so well.
Because of that, I don't want that to be my brand. Now we're getting very, very deep and uncomfortable. Okay, these questions are suggested by ChatGPT, by the way.
Yes.
We are the AI revolution. Have you ever felt like giving up on everything, and why?
Giving up on everything. I think there has been moments at which I have looked at my growth. Like I love when I have compounding growth. Whenever that doesn't happen, I feel like that on some days, not all the time, but some days. And I'm fortunate enough to have friends who would talk to me just as a friend and not as a business partner or someone to take something out of you. So I have friends.
Talking about me.
Absolutely. So I think that is the good part about it.
Yeah, I think for me it was when my grandfather passed away. I think that was definitely a very hard hit, and it's like
I could never see my grandfather actually. So yeah, he passed away before I was born.
it's a beautiful bond, like grandfather and.
My grandmother passed away when I was there with her to take care of her, and she passed away in front of me. That's when I realized that it's more important to spend time with the people that you care about.
Yeah, I think there's nothing that humbles you, or I don't know, gives you a reality check more than a death. And that is kind of a food for thought. But if we talk more about it, this will become a beer vice
Mortality
video.
motivation.
This will become a beer vice video if we talk more about it.
No, we're not talking about ghosts though.
What's the most significant lie that you have ever told?
The most significant lie. Oh my god. I cannot talk about this now.
These are supposed to be uncomfortable questions. Just give us context.
अगर कोई देख लिया तो lie. I don't lie normally. The only time I did was with my. Oh, I'll tell you. So in my college, okay. So there is this hostel warden of my hostel.
Yeah,
so when I dropped out of college, I told him that I'm going on a 1-week vacation. I'll be back in 1 week. This is back in March 2022. Then what happened? He has been calling me every single month. He's like, कब आओगे? Room तुमने lock करके छोड़ दिया. अभी 1 साल हो गया. कब आओगे? He's been calling me every single time. And whenever he calls me, I'm like, मैं तो college में ही हूँ. मैं तो खाने गया हूँ. अभी आऊँगा आधे घंटे में. And then he calls me 1 month later to ask again, कहाँ हो? क्यों नहीं है? मतलब अभी खाने गया हूँ मैं तो. So he thinks I am out to have some food. When in reality, I'm just traveling the world and I've dropped out of college. So I think he doesn't watch my videos.
Yeah.
But after this, I think he would, maybe.
I think the most significant lie that I have told is that I met somebody very lovely and I was in a very beautiful relationship for 2 years, but then I knew that there's no future, so I had to tell that person that I do not love you, and kind of end it. So I guess that was a very significant lie.
You have so many relationship stories, man.
No, I have only had two. Like one that was very toxic, and then this
Two that
one.
is in public, and for some more which is in
Yeah, after
private.
that there's been nothing. There's been nothing. But yeah, like I think both the experiences are very important because one showed me what love is not, and the other showed me what love is. And I think both of us needed that experience.
So what did you? What
Ishan,
is love at the end?
You have love is a lot of sacrifice and compromise. It's just sacrifices and compromises, and you feel happy doing
Doesn't
it.
sound
Actually.
fun.
No, you feel happy doing it because the person means so much to you.
Right.
Because yeah, I guess that is important.
Makes
The next couple of questions are like very straightforward. Have you been cheated on?
Cheated on? Oh, there was this video editor who cheated on me, guys.
That was not the context of this. Oh my god, why the fuck are you so innocent?
I am innocent, right? What
No,
do you think?
answer in the context that it's on. Have you
I
ever
am-
been cheated on
I have not.
by a girl?
No.
No, that
Can't
is
be cheated on if you don't have a girl.
I have also never been cheated on.
You didn't have a girl?
No, I didn't. And have you cheated on somebody?
I have not.
Both ways the answer is no. Yeah.
Not yet, guys.
Not yet.
Not yet. However, I would update you guys exactly when I do that. Next morning. Guys, I just cheated on me. I will not do that.
Have you ever felt truly helpless? And can you share that experience?
I have felt helpless, but I think if I were to tell you the problem, you would think it's a very, first world problem that I'm having, but only a creator or someone who is in my phase at my age would understand that, right? No, don't worry, you will not understand that. So, you're older. So, what happened?
How dare you? Batao.
So what happened was, I felt clueless, like, because people ask me a lot of questions, right? Should I do MBA? Should I do this? Should I do that? Questions that I don't have an answer of at that point, and I would not have an answer for at least 5-10 years, or just don't have the context. They expect me to give them the answer because I'm supposedly some expert, right? I have some expertise in certain domains, but in majority of them, I do not know much about it. Right? And that's just the nature of being a 21-year-old, right? I am thinking to myself, do I tell him what I really feel about it, or do I tell him what I'm supposed to tell him? Right? And I also, feel what is the point of, creating content, like making a lot of money, and like what do I do with all of this money, like things like that, right? So again, I told you about this before.
Yeah.
And you will like get a... Okay, yes.
Truly helpless. I think once in a while when I think it's not anymore, but maybe a couple of years back when I did not have a very strong friend group, because I as I told you, I was in a toxic relationship. That meant like I never had the space to build meaningful relationships. So, and I was still pretty popular online. So when you have like that big a following list, but then at night there's nobody to call, that kind of a situation.
At your birthday, basically, you were alone.
Yeah, I was alone on my birthday, but not the helpless. Like helpless, like worst. I think that was the moment when I wanted to call somebody, but there was nobody. But
You should
yeah,
have called
that
me.
has changed. I didn't know. We were not friends back then. It was like 2-3 years back. I think we had spoken, but we were not good friends back then.
Yeah, it was all
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah, you approached me for that video, and I think that was the beginning.
That was a weird call.
That was very awkward. Yeah, I remember that.
So she had come. She was like, "Arey, I don't have a camera ready right now. ऐसे record कर लो Zoom meeting में ही." And she didn't care much about all of this. I'm like, ठीक है,
Yeah,
we'll
back
do
then
that.
it was not a priority.
हाँ, she was like, रुको, let me tie my hair up nicely. We सुखाएंगे, फिर करेंगे record.
Next question is, what's your biggest fear in life?
My biggest fear in life is exactly what you are facing right now, not having someone to call and talk to.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that
I try my
makes
best
sense.
to make sure that I do
Wow,
not
this video is
spoil
very
the
meaningful.
relationships. It is.
This is a very meaningful video.
Tag karo, guys. Tag us on stories if you find this helpful or meaningful in some way. Share your stories in the comment section. What are the answers of these questions according to you in your life? Let us know below.
My biggest fear in life is not being able to reach my full potential, because I cared too much about what others will think about me. I think
The imposter syndrome.
yeah, I think it does bog me down sometimes, and I don't want that to happen because I know that there's so much ahead of me. But I'm afraid that I won't be able to hit it because at some point I might give up. And yeah, I think that definitely worries me a lot.
What are you doing to not let that happen?
Just work hard. I don't have the time to think about people, their opinions, what is expected of me, not expected of me.
Ignore, guys, just work hard.
Have you ever hurt someone you care about? Obviously.
Have you ever
Obviously.
hurt people that you care about? I think I have. I've hurt my parents in some parts of my time with them.
Yeah.
So one was, when I was trying to, I'm hurting them right now when I'm shifting to a different place for my market. They were like, yahin pe reh lo, yahin pe kar lo. Like, I like to spend time with them because I know that aage time nahi milega. And that's also a tip for all of you people. That there's a graph.
And your mom watches my channel, right?
Yeah, she watches. She followed you.
Yeah.
So
this is sweet.
So yeah, but I think you should spend more time with your parents as well, guys. Just a healthy tip right there. You should spend some time as well with your
Yeah, I don't think I'm hurt. I have actually never had a very strong bond with my parents, okay? It's very surprising to a lot of people.
It's very casual.
Yeah, but I have never had a very strong bond with my parents. I have had a very strong bond with my dadu, grandparent. So while I have not directly hurt him, I did want to spend a lot more time with him in his lifetime. But I did not have the freedom or the guts to go and, visit him alone on my own. And, I was not allowed to go on my own or something. And of course, my father had his job here, so it was a little difficult to spend a lot of time with my grandfather. So I think like my grandfather used to often ask me to just come over and spend more time with him. And I was never able to do that. It was totally outside my control. If it was like me of today or even a couple of years back, I would have done that. But sadly, like by the time I was like fully financially independent enough that I'm taking all my own decisions, he passed away. It's just like too late to change the situations. I guess that's somebody that I do regret hurting a lot. It's a lot of people find it very surprising, but it is actually very natural in some families to have a closer bond with your dadaji or dadi also. My grandmother passed away 10 years back, so that could never happen. But my grandfather, I think, like somebody I really, really loved. Do you ever feel envious of other people's success? Why?
I think I take inspiration from them. Like I've told people as well. I was watching Aman Dhattarwal hit 1 million subscribers live on his channel, and that point I was like, typical YouTube watcher. I was like, "Arey, give me a shout out." He was like, "Arey, Ishan, thank you so much." Yeah. So I watched him hit that milestone. He was so excited. He was almost like emotional, crying, and I was thinking to myself, if I were to build something like this and impact 1 million people, 10 lakh people in my country, how cool would that be? Right? It was not like jealousy or envy. It was just that thing that, okay, I can also achieve something similar. And that's how it worked out. I'm close to reaching 1 million subscribers now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
I'm sure that you will reach very, very soon.
Yes.
Have you ever had a time where you felt completely out of control? I think with business, everybody has gone through that. Okay, there are some periods where you get too many clients, too many projects,
It happens all the time.
Too many people, too many fuck-ups. It happens all the time. I think it's pretty normal. What's a belief that you hold that most people disagree with?
I have that belief that college is not, going to get you to where you want to be in life. I've seen too many instances, and people are too, risk averse these days. I talk to a lot of students, and they just have this feeling, कि यार अभी ये नहीं हुआ तो क्या होगा? Like in first year, say they are always very much insecure about their future, their opportunities, and what happens then is that they end up sacrificing the now, this moment that they have in their life, which will never come again, and they'll be regretting it for the rest of their life. I regret my first year. I always think that कि मैं और कुछ बेहतर कर सकता था, right? I did not execute on that. So I think that is what I think about that.
Yeah, one belief that I have that I think a lot of people will disagree with is that I really think that looks and specifically presentability matters. Okay, I mean, like even if you're not genetically blessed, presentability matters a lot. The way you portray yourself, the way you show up, especially in a professional setting.
That is how what I recently learned as well.
Yeah,
presentability matters.
That's why he has gotten this basic set.
Yes.
The first thing I noticed.
The old money vibe, guys.
No, I don't think old money vibe. See, that is like glorifying people who just got lucky.
Right.
But presentability is something else. Okay, it doesn't have to look old money. ठीक है.
True.
But ठीक है, old money style से suit कर रहा है. Have you ever done something you are ashamed of? Oh, I will not answer that.
Ashamed of? You will not answer that? Why won't you answer that, huh?
Yeah.
What shady thing did you do that you're not able to tell to the audience?
Yeah, relationship stuff.
Relationship stuff. I think same.
Yeah.
Same.
All of us have done things that we have regretted, okay?
But it's okay, it's good. You get to learn.
Overshared and overinvested.
Yeah, exactly.
And overdone for people. We've all done that. How do you handle criticism? Can you give an example?
Criticism. I think there is one blatant criticism, like people will write anything to pull you down, which would not have any constructive feedback for you. So I first of all just ignore that. I just have a very calm state of mind. Like you said, right? You feel sadness a lot, so you feel happiness a lot. I don't feel anything, right? I'm in a constant state of calm. Someone says you're amazing, theek hai. Someone says you're bad, theek hai, right? So I think you need to be in that loop, because if you want to execute, you'll find it very hard if you keep giving a damn about what other people think about the work that you're putting out.
Yeah, I think I take criticism very much to my heart, but that pushes me, because right now all the amazing clients that I have and all the amazing collaborations that I'm doing and all the international level talent that I'm getting to my products is because somebody would say here and there that she can't do anything, she's not worth it and all, and I'm like, I have that thinking, now I have to prove myself. Like it has to be a slap on that person that, oh, look at this.
Oof.
And
I'm
able
mindset.
to do that. Yeah, prove them wrong mindset. And it benefits me because
I think you should have people who can keep you accountable, right?
Yeah.
So just a company has board of directors, right, who don't have a stake, right? They can just give you advice. So you have people like that in your life who will not benefit from you doing anything or the other. They're just there to like give you something that aisa karo, aisa mat karo.
Yeah.
And so I have those mentors, people who are like 10 years older than me, and they have achieved something big. So I always look up to them for what I can learn, and I think that is very important for feedback and criticism.
Absolutely. I think like criticism is one of the biggest factors of growth. I would not be where I am without that. I mean,
absolutely.
And nobody would be. If you feel like, oh, I've already achieved everything, why would you struggle? Next question. Do you have a crush that you should not have?
Oh, there was this 12th grade physics teacher who I had a crush on, and the whole class did, okay? Whole class did. And then she got married in the same year itself, and the whole class was so upset when they saw the WhatsApp story of her. And don't look at me like that. I think I'm sure you guys would have also had crushes on teachers when you were back in your time.
One inappropriate crush I have is like at work, at the same workplace. So I don't know how that will turn out, but yeah, hopefully no one from
sounds
one
wrong.
of the companies I work for who is watching this. So yeah.
But I think I was innocent back then, so you can't say anything.
For me, it's like present, so I'm not
No,
innocent.
you're not innocent. Ye to bhai. Next question.
What's something people misunderstand about you?
What people misunderstand about me? People think like I'm a very social going person, like, and all that. I like to keep things to myself many a times, right? So I'm not the one who you would find at all the big parties and all like that. People think that I make a lot of money, so I like to splurge and all. I try to focus on the little pleasures of life. Right? Like last night I was just walking along the shore of Johor Beach with my friend,
Girlfriends.
with my co-founder, male friend, roommate, and we were just talking about random stuff. That was fun. That was happiness.
I think one thing that people do misunderstand about me, and I think both of us, is that we talk a lot about money.
Yeah, it's like paisa karti hai to paise pe kya?
Yeah, and there I understand where that comes from. It does make a lot of people insecure, I'm sure. The reason we do that is not to arouse insecurity, but rather to make you aware that this is possible.
Exactly. So I get trolled on a lot on Twitter because I talk about how can you upskill yourself and escape the 9-to-5 jobs and find your true freedom. Right? If that is what you like. If you don't like that, then it's completely fine. But if you like that, then I think this is how you should do it. Now people get insecure because again they are not at that place and they find it unrealistic, right? When I say that you can make 1.5 to 2 lakhs a month working remotely at your home in your pajamas in your room, that is actually possible, and people don't understand that. So what their natural reaction is to hate on me and on everyone in the comment section and to make fun of others and what people have accomplished. So yeah.
Yeah, thankfully, like I have a beautiful community, because usually whenever anything like this happens, I have a mass majority of people like just trying to defend me, and because they've seen my past as well. But yeah, like I think that is something that I would definitely like to clear, that it's just for the awareness sake, because there was nobody to make me aware, nobody to give me the exposure. Yeah, and I think that I've been able to make a lot of change. There are like hundreds of students who have started making money for me, and you know, whenever we do these meetups, there are people who just start crying because they have this. They have such a past, and now they are like financially independent.
Are you happy of the cult you've built?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the cult I have built. Okay,
Wonderful.
I think like very few freelancers in India would have this kind of cult following that I do, it's
Daenerys Targaryen, mother of freelancers.
yeah. I think like in the freelance community, there's very few people who wouldn't know me. Like
Right.
they may love me or they may hate me, but there's nobody who doesn't know me, and that is a feat
That is
in
important.
itself. Yeah.
You put a mark.
Yeah, I know that I've made my mark, but there's so much more to do. What's something you wish people knew about you?
तो वही क्वेश्चन था. What do people
नहीं,
misunderstand about you?
misunderstood.
To know about you.
Something secret and all about you.
और सीक्रेट बताऊं?
हाँ.
यार भाई.
One thing I wish people knew about me is that I love poetry, and I love it when somebody sends me poetry, books.
That is so
and all.
typical of a book reader to love poetry. ये तो.
But still, a lot of people don't send me poetry.
Oh.
I wish that they did.
Write poetry in the comment guys, please.
आजकल तो ChatGPT को कविता लिख देता है.
Ah, write a
prompt डाल
poem
दो.
for Helly.
Yeah, I actually did it. I liked a guy and I wrote a poem using ChatGPT.
For him?
Oh my god,
Using?
I hope that he's not watching this. Yeah, I did.
Oops.
It was a bad poem, but it's alright. He thought that it's so much effort. Hack. Acha, batao,
Dard.
what is something you wish people knew?
What is something people wish
People knew about
people
you.
knew? I think
That you
और
work
कुछ
out
नहीं है,
every day.
ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं. I work out. People see my stories right on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I've been working out for the past 1 year.
Yeah.
I would like to improve my physical fitness. I think I talk a lot about money, but what does not get talked about a lot is your sanity, your physical being, and that is so much more important than the money that you make. Like I've seen people who are making crores every single year. They just look really bad. Like you can tell from their face that they are depressed, or they are they're just having a very bad time. Not sleeping enough, not working out enough, eating shit, and I think that needs to change for you. You make less, but you eat healthy and you stay healthy. That is more important. Yeah.
I can agree with that. I think I've worked a lot on my health in the last 1 year, so I can definitely agree on that. Last question. What's the biggest risk that you've ever taken, and did it pay off?
Only time will tell. Dropping out of college.
Yeah, for sure, dropping out of college for
Only
sure.
time will tell. Will pay off.
Yeah.
You think it's paying off?
I think so. Yeah, I think I was the first person you told. when
Yeah.
decided
You
to drop.
were the first.
Yeah.
Shot in the video.
Yeah, in the video itself, I'm like,
Like क्या चाहिए? क्या कर रहे हो?
the biggest risk that I personally took in my life was definitely not going for masters. And deciding. to
इसमें
take-
क्या risk है?
I was sure that I'll be a great professor, and I still teach in some capacity. So that
पैसा.
helps. Wow, this has been a very long video, and we discussed some really cool things.
Yes. There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. If you have any questions for us, leave them in the comments. We will definitely answer you. This is the first time we're making like an non-freelance, unscripted, no flow, nothing kind of a video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.